Hello everyone, thank you for clicking on the video. This is Kumar Karnesh Pandey. I'm a computer science engineering student, and this video is the result of many text messages I've been receiving regarding people asking me um, what to do after BTech, since the CAT exam is around the corner of the year, and the approaching February will be the GATE exam. So people are very much curious and anxious about what to do after BTech. So I've consulted many of my seniors, many of the people from other colleges, many of my juniors about what their ambitions are. So after all this consulting thing, I've come up with a few set of questions and a statistical data which may help you about to figure out what you actually wanted to do after your BTech. So let's get started. So what after BTech? This is the famous engineer's dilemma of all time. Uh, so the first question I've come up with is: do you really like to do you really like coding and tech, or just pretend to do so? See, in computer science engineering, if I say, or in engineering, in general engineering, people from every stream indulge in the competitive coding development and etc. etc. So some of them are really good. Some of them end up making great apps and making great tools which are of great help to society and for themselves too. They make very innovative projects. But the majority of engineers, I'm talking about the 90% chunk, they end up copying the 10% who are actually innovative. End up copying code from GitHub. You end up copying research papers from online websites, resources, and you end up doing nothing, and you just study for a short duration for the exams, and okay, you got the gist what I'm trying to say. So if you like that, if you fall in that category of the majorities, don't consider yourself to indulge in the coding career, because if you're from a tier 1 college like IIT or NIT or a DTU, NSIT, something like that, so you'll get a job. You can go for the coding practices, but I'll suggest introspect on a certain level, because just going into a company will not suffice uh, your urge of following your actual being, right? So yeah, ask yourself this question, that you if you're really interested in coding and tech jobs, or you just pretend to do so with yourself, not to anybody else, just to yourself. Ask this question to yourself, and then think if you really want to go on or not. The second question is: do you really wish to master your coding skills, or need to be in a leadership position? See, in the corporate culture, there are two phases of a job. Like, if you can go in Amazon in certain type of conditions. The first one is that you can go into Amazon as a software development engineer. You can go as a web developer. You can go as a uh, you can go. There are various tech jobs like machine learning and deep learning. You can learn a variety of things and variety of technologies. And can end up in Amazon. But on the same level, you can end up in Amazon as a leadership position, in a marketing position, in a finance position, FMC. You get the hang of it. So yeah, ask yourself this question: what suits you the most? Is Amazon is just an example. Ask yourself a question: what suits you the most? Okay, then you go for the suitable career you have to. This is the second question you should ask yourself. The third question is: when you look for a company, are you interested in the product or its marketing behavior? Okay, this is a very important question in the corporate world, because whenever you see to any company, be it Uber, Amazon, DirectI, Microsoft, the first thing is the bunch of back-end team, the front-end team, the designing team, which end up making the product. They just end up making the product. They have nothing to do with the how the product behaves in the market, how the who's going to invest in the project, who's what are the VCs, how the company is raising fund, what is the monetization model of the company. They have nothing to do with that. So if you fall in that category, that you also have nothing to do with that, uh, coding job is the best for you. You may proceed going with the corporate tech jobs. So that'll be the ideal world for you. But if you're interested in the leadership positions, if you're actually interested about how the company is working, how the product is made and then sold in the market, then trust me, the MBA thing is for you. The leadership positions are for you. But if you're not interested in all that, you should go for the regular coding jobs. Now, since the coding job talk is limited only for the tier 1 students. What for the tier 3 students? What can we do for them? So I've come up with a sorry, I have not come up. There's a very general uh, you know two-way path or three-way path, we can call it, if we consider MS and governmental services too. It's a four-way path. You can go after your BTech. So I've just condensed two of them, the MBA and MTech path, in this video. So I've come up, uh, yes, I've come up with this table. So this can define easily whether or not you should go for a particular exam and why should you go for it. So if you look closely in this one, you'll find is that GATE exam gives you the privilege of getting placed in the PBCs, PSUs. How the PBCs, the product-based companies, that you can go to an IIT, you can pursue MTech, and you have to get into a good IIT, get into good NIT, GTU, and SIT for MTech programs. And it's a well-off chance for people who have wanted to go to the IIT and for a BTech and could not pursue it, so they can go for the masters in IIT or a good college. And the other chance is that if you fail to get into a MTech or you don't want to do an MTech, you can go for a PSU, that's a public sector union company. And there are other few options you can have after GATE, is that you can go for certain universities in Singapore and Germany which accept GATE scores, but you have to be in the top, really, really top position in that, like the 99.999 percentile something. So yeah, but what happens after CAT? CAT gives you an opportunity to be in the marketing positions, the finance positions, and the operations positions, and you see the CXOs, the CEOs, that kind of thing after the CAT, after MBA. So these are two complete opposite things, and you can ask and introspect according to the previous questions in this presentation, and you can think of what you want to do actually. So what is the profile after these jobs? Okay, the profile of after GATE is, if you go for the PSUs, it's engineering job. I've just forgot to mention about the PBCs, but if you go for the PBCs, you'll find you'll be placed working with the BTech students. It's a regular engineering job, and there are some non-core jobs like the marketing and consulting jobs. You can go for them after MTech, uh, which like companies like Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan come to hire in MTech courses from IITs, etc. And also you can end up going in a teaching job after MTech. You can complete a PhD easily and go for teaching jobs in IITs and good colleges, or any colleges for that sake. Okay. Now what happens after CAT? Like which profile do you end up in after CAT? After CAT, you'll be in a leadership position. Like after engineering, what happens? You happen to get in the entry level position in a company. You will be working as an employee. You'll be making something under a manager. After CAT and after your MBA, you get to be the manager. Okay. uh, Cat is considered, cat has a high weight in this area because cat gives you an upper edge. Cat gives you you know uh, like promotes you and shoots you up on the food chain of the company, of the corporates, and you end up being the manager before somebody who gets to be the manager with a normal work X route. So yeah, that's why I've mentioned the leadership roles in cat. You get to be the manager just right after your graduation. So that's pretty impressive. What Let's talk about the salary in these two things. The GATE gives you an MTech opportunity and the PSU opportunity, as I explained. So the PBC of the product based companies pay you anywhere around 8 lakh to 25 lakhs in IITs and ITs. The thing you should keep in mind is that to get into these IITs and ITs, your rank should be less than you should rank should be under the 500, the top 500 among people writing the GATE in the computer science branch. Yeah, because the GATE is divided into different streams, and like people of every stream, there are like 2 lakh applicants, and you have to be in the top 500 to get into your top college. So yeah, you have to beat a lot of competition to get into those IITs and PSUs. Yeah, coming on the IM and this MBA thing, uh, you have to be, if you get to, like, if you get in the top 25 business schools of the country, your average package is going to be like, and if you get to be in the top 40 B schools of the country, your average CTC will be anywhere around 12 to 15 LPA. And that's a decent price since you're in the leadership position and you get to be the manager of a lot of associates, and you'll be you don't have to actually sell something. You have to you just want have to analyze data, and and tell the associates and engineers what to do and how to modify the product. And that's a leadership position I've explained. So now let's come to the main factor, or the second most important factor. What is the fees and the ROI, etc. So the fees of gate is 1 to 2 lakhs, anywhere around 1 to 2 lakhs of any good college. And currently, you people of MTech are getting a stipend of 12,400 bucks from the government. And I heard that it might be cancelled from this year, but I'm not pretty sure. But in the CAT position, the MBA courses, your fees is anywhere around 15 to 25 lakhs. That's a big amount, but but trust me, once you get into a good college, these both costs will not matter, because after 2 years you'll end up making 40 to 50 lakh rupees if you're from a good business school, and if you get a good package from that. So what are the involuntary benefits? Like, other than the exam, what are the benefits you're gonna get by preparing for these exams? If you prepare for GATE, you'll be through with the engineering syllabus, and you'll score really, really good in your engineering exams, which will end up getting you good campus interviews, because the GATE syllabus and the engineering syllabus overlaps on a very major level. And it'll help you get through the IES examination, the Indian Engineering Services. That is another benefit of the preparing for the GATE exam. Yeah, and coming on the CAT exam, the syllabus of the CAT exam is like government exam. Sorry, it's logical reasoning, data interpretation, quantitative aptitude, verbal aptitude. So it's pretty much like every other government examination. So if you prepare for CAT on a very hard level, you'll end up scoring well in those government exams without any much extra efforts. So yeah, this is the comparison of among these two major league examinations in India. So I guess this list might have helped you in shortlisting about how or whether you should go for some examination. The mode of preparation of both the examination is pretty much the same. You start preparing for the third year, and you end up preparing till your final year and give the examination. If you succeed it, well and good. If you don't succeed, you can take a drop and try again. And you can take a drop, complete drop, partial drop. You can work in some company and then try again. If you're doing CAT, I'll prefer you taking as many as certificates as you can, because after CAT you have to sit for an interview for an IM. You can take as many certificates as you can. You can hold position of responsibility. You can work in NGOs. Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do just to make your profile better and get you a good chance of getting into an IM. Okay. Now, what MBA gives you? It is I've made the whole cut down comparison. Now I'm comparing the gist of it. What MBA gives you and what MTech gives you. MBA gives you a chance to be interacting with the top CEO, CXO, because you'll possibly end up being placed in a consulting company. So you can get a chance to interact with the CEO, CXOs of big tech companies and big companies, and you get to interact with venture capitalists, and you get to be in the market and live the life in the market. You get to interact with people. So I'll suggest, if an extrovert kid and you've been in debates and you like to interact with people, you can go for an MBA. And if you are want to go for an MBA, you're not that extrovert, you can go for the finance jobs. Those are pretty much the desk jobs. No offense. But yeah, MBA gives you an opportunity to interact with people, be in the market, study the market, and it's pretty much a very interesting job. Now, coming to MTech, what does MTech gives you? Uh, MTech gives you a chance to master the uh, depths of the subjects, which which I've studied in your BTech, like machine learning and deep learning. Well, that's all just saying. It gives you a chance to be in a good college and end up being placed in a good company. Um, but the thing is, if you're an MTech, keep in mind, or an MBA, do your MTech or MBA from a top college. If you don't like do your MBA from a top college, or you end up being in a tier two college in either courses, uh, the placements aren't that great. It's just not so good. For CSE, it's moderate, and for the lower branches, it's just not good. It's just not worth it. So yeah, I'll suggest doing your MTech or MBA from a very good college, as good as you can. Yeah. Sure. So what if you're not sure? Like I have explained all this to you, but if, you say like Kanishka, I'm still not sure what I want to do. So yeah, take a break, think about it. It's I know you've heard it in a lot of videos, but yeah, just take a break and think about what you actually wanted to do. If you actually wanted to do BTech, MTech, just go for an MTech, MBA, go for an MBA. But if you're not sure, just think about it. There are a lot of other options which people haven't explored. There's associate marketing, there's digital marketing, there's a lot of options. I cannot even count it. You know, these two things are just not the end of the world, and you just need to sit down and introspect what you actually want to do. If you take a decision in haste, so that'll end up being a waste for you, like the proverb goes. So yeah, don't hurry up, don't mess around, just be focused and start early, because because time is the most precious thing here, and this is the prime time of your life, and you will not want to waste it 10 years down the line. So yeah, thank you. Enjoy your day. Chill out, and hope this video has helped you. If you like this video, please, if you like this explanation, please drop a like and drop a comment, and share this video with your peers who are in engineering and who are about to pass out. And yeah, thank you.